Seeing as how I enjoy watching and listening to commentaries, I figured I'd go ahead and do one of my own. Today's commentary is on someone I'm sure you've heard about, Ben the Looney.
Let me guess, so you're gonna call him an assault? Hey, get that watermark out of here! Go! Shoot! Now, shoot! Yeah, you damn watermark, you better leave. As I was saying, are you gonna call him an nostalgia like every other broken record?
For those of you unfamiliar with this guy, I'll fill you in. Ben the Looney is one of those idiot YouTubers who make stupid videos. I swear, this guy will rant on just about anything that's out there, especially if it's modern.
Ugh. I'm not surprised that in one of Ben's newer videos, he said this.
Well, folks, you all know who I am. I'm Mr. I Hate Everything Modern. That's right, I'm that guy who's always hating modern things just because they're modern. Even though I like some modern things, but I'm just a big fat hypocrite.
Seriously, somebody could commentate on his rants on CDs, which is a piece of shit, by the way, and they'd still call him a nostalgia tard.
What you ranting about today? Family Guy.
Even though he ranted at it over a year ago. Now, I am aware that there are no guidelines to commentating on videos, but still, don't commentate on an old video from a dead horse over a year ago, especially when somebody else did a better commentary before you, but I'll get to that later.
Ben the Looney is one of those fans of the show who believes that the show has gone downhill ever since it came back from the dead.
Because it did?
This varies from person to person, from season to season, depending on who you talk to. Well, let's not waste any more time. Let's get started.
Remember when I said that most people that do commentaries on Ben are just a bunch of buttered fanboys? Yeah, this is one of them. Also, I might want to get my thoughts of Family Guy out of the way. Used to like it, but I don't because I don't find it funny anymore. The end. So some of you are probably thinking that I am defending Ben since both of us are ex-fans of the show. No!
Before I rant on this show, let me tell you something. I used to love this show. That's right. I got into this show when it first appeared on Adult Swim, and I was obsessed with it. I bought the DVDs and watched every episode constantly, and I never got tired of it.
Oh yeah, by the way, people, these are these pauses because they happen a lot in this video. It's not just this video either. It's practically all of his videos.
Really? I've seen Ben's newer stuff, and his audio doesn't bug out like they did anymore. Hell, before you removed the video, Ben himself called you out on it. Did you even do any research?
Episodes came on, I started to watch them for a while, and then as I got older, I started to realize that I was starting to be less and less interested in this show. I got tired of hearing the same jokes, getting really offended, and annoyed at all the flashback jokes. So, I stopped watching it, sold all my DVDs.
So, hold on. Why would you sell the DVDs if they were the episodes from the earlier seasons? That just doesn't make any sense to me.
Funny, I could recall that from another video.
But surely the DVDs you bought were the older episodes that you said you liked. So I don't think hating the newer episodes would be a good reason to sell those DVDs if they don't pertain any episodes that's later than Season 3. Unless, you're flat out lying to me and thousands of people who have watched your video.
Now, before he took the video down, I actually asked him if he had heard of Super Funny Bros, which he said he didn't. So he's not pulling an irate gamer, so that's good.
And have since started hating this show. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into why I hate it. Well, for starters, there's its cliched premise. We have an animated dysfunctional family that goes through several misadventures. Yes, this is a copy of The Simpsons.
The Simpsons wasn't the first to do this, Ben. Before The Simpsons, we had the Flintstones and Jetsons, among others.
Okay, you do have a good point, if it weren't for three things. One, the Flintstones were not a dysfunctional family because Pebbles and Bam Bam were babies, and it was from the adults' point of view. So, really, your point is technically invalid. Two, I believe that Ben was talking from adult animated standards. and the Flintstones and the Jetsons are geared towards children. Which, if you were judging by Family Guy's first 3 seasons, I believe, it was a Simpsons knockoff. And 3, this.
However, I'm willing to understand that some basic ideas do get copied a lot.
So he is aware that an anime dysfunctional family has been done before. Oh wait, he's responding to the Star Wars claim. I wonder how hard that can fail.
Ben, based on what I've read and seen of Star Wars, I couldn't find this other material that you speak of. If you're going to make an outrageous claim such as that, then I suggest you back it up with evidence. I'm a bit surprised no one has pointed this out before.
Folks, I just want to let you know that I am a huge Star Wars fan, and I just wanted to let you know that George Lucas did copy other materials. I mean, you just said that you did research on this, and there has been hundreds, I repeat, hundreds of blogs and websites that have proven Star Wars copying other materials, such as Seven Samurai, The Searchers, Metropolis, Flash Gordon, and even from history as well. And George Lucas, the man himself, claimed that that was true. Wow! Way to use your own facts to bite you in your own ass!
And some shows aren't always going to be 100% original.
Well, no, of course they're not going to be 100% original. That's because everything has been done before. And doing something that's been done before is inevitable when you work on a TV show or any other form of medium, whether it be on a film or a comic or what have you.
But that's not what ticks me off about this.
Another long pause. You know what, from now on, I'm just going to edit those out.
He's a big fat guy who has an annoying voice and an annoying laugh.
No, SpongeBob has an annoying voice and an annoying laugh. Peter's voice and laughter are far more tolerable than SpongeBob's. I would take Peter over SpongeBob any day.
Loosely translated to...
You may think this, but I don't.
Seriously, get used to him saying that a lot. And while I do find SpongeBob's laugh a lot more annoying than Peter's, you do have to admit, hearing Peter's laugh does get very irritating.
Now, if I had to pick a character from the show who had an annoying laugh and voice, that would be Chris.
And he's a self-centered idiot.
Wait, aren't you calling Ben out that Homer was the same as Peter? Because he is a Simpsons fanboy. Oh, wait. I forgot, you have piss poor research.
Then there's Lois, a weird wife who kinda acts like some kind of weird sex symbol, as well as a witch.
Yes, there are moments where she can be a bitch. That's true of any female character.
Care to give an example? Ha! 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 See, I could play that card too.
However, I don't recall her being very sexual that often in the show. The only time I recall her being very sexual at all was in the season 4 episode Modern Misbehavior.
Well, what about the episode where Peter opens a bar in the basement and Lois becomes the lounge singer? Or when Lois was revealed to be a retired porn star? Or the fact that Brian and Quagmire are secretly in love with her? Or when Gene fucking Simmons, used to date her? Either your research is really piss poor, or you're just a blinded fanboy. My guess is the latter.
Now, on to the kids. There's Chris, who's an angry teenager who's just as dumb, if not dumber than his father.
Chris isn't an angry teenager. The only time he displayed any anger issues was in the episode Saving Private Brian.
Well, what about when Chris stroked out of Peter when Family Guy parodied the Star Wars trilogy?
And yes, Chris is dumb. That's what makes him funny. For someone who claims he knows a lot about comedy, you sure don't seem to get the show's humor.
You may think this, but I don't.
Character in this show, who's always the center of abuse or neglect from her family and peers.
Probably because she's the only character on the show who doesn't add or contribute anything to it. She's not unique in any way.
Additionally, the new writers seem to think that if they put Squidward at the ass of their jokes, that automatically makes them funny.
Dad! What is it? What's going on? I heard a noise. Is somebody downstairs?
Oh, God, Meg, you startled me. I'm sorry.
What the hell's your problem, you dumbass?
Hey, Peter, shouldn't you be getting ready for your first news segment?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous, though. I'm not sure what to talk about.
You can talk about me.
Oh, okay, honey, I'll talk about you. Hey, I'm Meg. I go to school. I wear glasses.
Peter, could you please pass the potatoes?
Ah, damn it, Meg!
Hey, everybody, Brian's the new Meg.
Brian's new Meg. Brian's new Meg.
Yeah, you're the new me.
Shut up, Meg.
Next, there's Stewie, a homosexual stereotype who acts like the biggest wuss you could ever meet.
From what I see, Stewie isn't a gay stereotype. The stereotypical gay man, at least from my experience, has a high feminine type voice and is typically very effeminate in speech, behavior, and attire.
And judging for what I've seen of Family Guy, Stewie is a gay stereotype. Now, I am aware that Stewie isn't gay, it's just so that the writers can make cheap gay jokes.
Stewie doesn't possess any of the above traits. What do you expect him to be, Ben? Arnold Schwarzenegger? He's a baby first and an evil genius second. Of course he's going to act like a wuss. He's a baby.
Ben is emphasizing on how the main characters changed over the years. So really, you bringing up Stewie being an evil genius was just pointless.
Then finally, there's Brian, a left-wing nut-job dog who never shuts up.
I don't mind Brian being political or voicing his opinions on things, but I do feel like Seth MacFarlane is basically just using him as a driving force to voice his own opinions on subject matters like legalizing marijuana and religion.
Citizen, I am Captain Obvious!
Yeah, tell me something I don't know.
I can't.
At your characters we have, don't we?
Wait, what?
Wow, all these characters are really unlikable.
How are they unlikable?
He just explained why, you stupid human.
I honestly don't see any redeeming quality in them.
It's hard to like a show with characters you can't like. Well then, I guess that includes most of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons, doesn't it?
What do you mean by that? You're blasphemizing Ben for not explaining, yet you're doing the exact same thing. Way to make yourself look like a huge fucking hypocrite.
Except for Meg, but she's just there to be a whipping mule. However, you know what sucks about this? These characters didn't always used to be like this.
Oh dear God, here we go. Once again, another person complaining about the characters' quote-unquote changes. They didn't change, it's called character development.
Peter used to actually be caring of his family, and he wasn't as brain dead as he is now. Also, Lois used to be a caring mother and not a sex symbol wannabe. Chris used to be just an average teenage boy. Meg still didn't do anything. Stewie used to be an evil baby trying to kill his mother. And Brian used to be a dog that had no sign of being politically informed. Wow, now these sound like more likable characters.
Where are you getting this information from? The characters still act like they did in earlier seasons. Peter and Lois still care about their family except for Meg. Chris is still normal by cartoon standards. About Stewie, I guess I haven't seen the episode where he actually went through with his plan to kill Lois, only to find out later on that he didn't actually succeed in his mission. What you say about Meg is true. She doesn't do anything, so why is she even a character? She might as well be a background character. And again, I don't mind Brian being political and voicing his opinions on things.
Did you not hear him say that he was an ex-fan of the show? He is saying that through years of experience.
Why the heck the change?
It's called character development. Why am I constantly having to repeat myself?
Since the show was revived, these characters have had a total make-under.
Given that the fans watch the show every weekend and every night on Adult Swim, I say that you're wrong on that one, Ben.
What the fuck kind of point are you proving? All he says was that he was more smarter than the people that watched the show, which is a laugh, by the way. And you just brought up that the show has millions of views right out of the blue. Just... why?
This show had the Looney Tunes show formula done on them. This show also is home to several other annoying characters. There's Quagmire, who's a sex maniac who never stops going giddy, 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 and it gets really freaking irritating.
Wow, you fail. And he doesn't do that constantly. That's his catchphrase.
Exaggeration? The fuck is that?
Then there's Herbert, an old pedophile who's not really funny, just creepy. And there's Greased Up Deaf Guy. Just why?
You're referencing a character who has only had 2 appearances on the show. At least that I'm aware of. Why?
By God! A decent point! I thought that those were extinct years ago!
Anyway, there are several more annoying characters we could go over, but I don't want to because I have a migraine enough as it is. This is supposed to be a comedy show, but it really goes the lowest on the comedy ladder to try and get a laugh. There's racist jokes, sexist jokes, fart jokes, stupid jokes, celebrity jokes, chicken jokes, rock jokes, sync jokes, Star Wars jokes, and several other stupid jokes that just make me want to facepalm until I give myself a nosebleed.
Then you definitely should not watch shows like South Park, because that show is chock full of all the jokes that you just listed.
The irony! It's too strong!
One of the biggest ways this show executes jokes is by the use of flashbacks. These flashbacks have nothing to do with the plot, nor do they even make any sense. They just appear and disappear, and I wonder why they were supposed to be funny.
Just because you don't find them funny doesn't mean other people won't, Ben.
Another decent point? Well, I'm starting to say that this commentary is improving.
Some of the biggest examples where I go, huh? What? When I'm watching this show is one joke I remember where one character said he's more stubborn than a mule, and then it showed a guy talking to a mule, and the mule just kept hee-hawing. What the heck was that about? How was that supposed to be funny? What the flub kind of humor is this show going for? Anyway, another flashback.
Really? You're not even gonna counteract that argument by saying that's not how the joke was? I thought you were defending the show! How could you miss an obvious flaw like that?
Joke involved a parody of some butter commercial.
And yet you're a fan of Pinkie Pie. Odd.
And yet there's a rhyme and reason why she is loud. And wait a minute! Did you say that Ben loves to rant on newer shows? Yet you said that he was a fan of Friendship is Magic? How could you contradict your own bullshit statement?
Where it shows 2 hands and a woman hand hogging the butter, and the male hand proceeds to stab the woman hand. Gee, Manetly! Gruesome much? Is that your idea of dark comedy?
Viewers, I leave it up to you. Go watch any of the clips and tell me if he described them accurately. My memory tells me that no, he did not. He completely left out the punchlines.
And care to say what the punchline is? Good God, this commentary is about as shell as a Kardashian. Hey-oh!
Wasn't. Dark comedy is supposed to be done in a funny way, not in a stabbing till somebody's bleeding way. Man, this show is messed up.
You haven't seen South Park, have you, Ben?
Care to look it up? No? Didn't think so.
Well, I think the main problem with this show is that it makes fun of a lot of modern pop culture.
That's what makes it funny. Family Guy isn't the only show to do this. Shows like The Simpsons, South Park, Drawn Together, and others do this quite often. They're basically poking fun at what they're referencing. That's what makes those pop culture jokes funny. Again, for someone who claims he knows a lot about comedy, you sure don't seem to understand it, Ben.
You know, that argument would have had a lot more stake if you point out that he does like shows like The Simpsons, South Park, and Animaniacs, which are cartoons that do poke fun at pop culture. But that would mean research! We can't have that in this establishment! Oh no!
Well, I believe that's one of the worst ways to make a cartoon. If you want your cartoon to be successful for years to come, you contain stuff that people many years from now are going to understand. You make it timeless. People aren't going to understand a parody of certain commercials many years from now. Heck, I don't even understand it now!
What? Ben, this conversation will eventually go off the air and have their place in history. but these kinds of shows typically do not stand the test of time. Look at most of Hanna-Barbera's cartoons like the Flintstones and the Jetsons, when the only show you can find shows like those on anymore is the Boomerang.
What the fuck kind of grain of salt? 1. He has a point. If you reference something that is timeless, like, let's say, Looney Tunes or Casablanca, then the joke will still be relevant. If you reference an old commercial from the 80s, like the previously mentioned I Can't Believe It's Not Butter, and then it doesn't have that much stake unless executed properly. That's why Disaster Movie and Vampire Sucks failed. 2. Hanna-Barbera is a worldwide known cartoon company, and the cartoons that were made from them are timeless as well. So really, you saying that for whatever reason has no stake. And 3, what the fuck are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that Family Guy won't be remembered? Then you just proved Ben's point right, you fucking idiot. Just... God! God! Now my brain just went kablunk. I need a moment.
Lots of jokes from old radio shows, but it's done in a way where a person now can laugh at it even though they don't understand where the joke is coming from.
What are you talking about? I could probably tell if you would edit better and do something about those long drawn-out pauses.
You are aware that Ben does leave annotations for his pauses most of the time, so I don't see how you are complaining, unless you're purposely ignoring that in order to make yourself look like the better man. If so, then you are trying way too hard.
But we've only scratched the surface here. Family Guy isn't only good at making bad dated jokes. Oh no, they are also good at stealing other people's jokes. Yeah, that's right. They need other people's material to be funny, and this is what really ticks me off about this show.
I haven't seen any evidence of what you claim.
Oh hey look, a video recommendation. I wonder what this is.
I have come for Bart Simpson.
Bart, run like the wind. Mom, it's wind. Well, I've only read it in books.
What is it?
I heard a noise downstairs.
I'll go have a look. It's probably just the wind.
The wind, dear.
Is that how you say that? I've only seen that word written.
Well, that proves you wrong. Also, off topic, isn't it ironic that Ben says the Family Guy steals jokes, yet he does the exact same thing?
However, if I had the option of watching an Adam Sandler movie that wasn't the two that I mentioned earlier, and being dragged across a bed of nails while rabid weasels are making a meal out of the meat that's strapped to my face, and finally being dumped into a tub of sulfuric acid, I would watch one of his movies. But it'll be very, very close to picking the second option.
If I had a choice of seeing these movies again and crawling across a street of broken glass on my belly with my thigh open, only to be greeted by a pack of rabid wolverines who not only want to eat me, but also rape me, I'd probably see the movies again. But it's close. Very, very close. Like a gnat's wing.
I'm against using other people's characters to make a laugh unless it's supposed to be a sketch show or a Mad magazine. You shouldn't need other people's characters to get a cheap laugh.
Ben, there's a thing called freedom of speech. This enables shows like Family Guy to use whatever characters that are necessary to make the joke funny. The writers have every right to use whatever characters they want in their show.
How is that a good use of the First Amendment? I would say it's done in satire and call him out that The Simpsons did the same thing. I'm not even commenting on Ben, yet I'm proving most of his claims wrong than this moron.
You have your own characters. Use them!
Ow! Ear rape.
Oh, if you think that's ear rape, then wait till you see Marty to Plumber. Wait, no, I'm giving him ideas. Fuck!
But let me give examples as to why this ticks me off. I like it when this show references them.
References what?
Well, I don't! You know why? They portray them in a negative light. Some examples I could think of is when it flashed back to Walt Disney asking Mickey Mouse to take her top off. Really? That's not funny. That's just sick.
Really? I thought it was funny the first time I saw it.
You may think this, but I don't.
But, oh, we're not done. Then it flashed back to Peter stabbing Yogi Bear right in front of Boo Boo. Wow, still gruesome, huh?
It's about time that greedy little prick got what was coming to him. I don't know why Ranter didn't do that in the first place.
But no, the biggest one that really ticked me off was when it showed Elmer Fudd shooting Bugs Bunny several times and finally cracking his neck.
I'm sure you mean that Elmer Fudd broke his neck.
Quoting thesaurus.com, crack, burst, chipped, chopped, cleave, crackle, crash, damage, detonate, explode, fracture, hurt, impair, injure, pop, ring, riv, severe, shiver, snap, splinter, and split. It's the same thing.
That's it. How dare you do that? How dare you
Ladies
take
and gentlemen, the petties, or in a twist,
right in their faces just to try to get a cheap laugh. And I know some of you might say, "Oh, Ben, relax, it's just a joke." A joke? That's the show's idea of a freaking joke? Bugs being shot and his neck being cracked? Joke. All I see is a character I love being killed very brutally right before my eyes. That's not funny. That's just not funny. Screw you, Family Guy. Screw you.
Dude, you're getting pissed off because a cartoon character was killed. Let me explain something to you, Ben. Bugs Bunny is nothing more than a drawing, and that's it.
Even though he is aware of that. Besides, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm agreeing with Ben. That joke was in poor taste. I didn't even see any reason why Elmer Fudd just killed Bugs Bunny. I mean, there was no timing, there was no build-up, there was no punchline, it was just random. Huh. You know, I always thought agreeing with this jackass would leave me with a bad taste in my mouth.
The reason why this is funny is because not once did Elmer Fudd ever do this in the Looney Tunes series, and the writers are simply making note of that.
Funny. I remember one short where Elmer Fudd did kill Bugs Bunny when both of them were older, and it turned out to be a dream all along.
I actually was laughing my head off when I saw this.
And beyond all that, several characters from popular media appear out of nowhere in this show. Okay, I know you're a cartoon, but you're a cartoon about a family living in Rhode Island. This isn't Who Framed Roger Rabbit where all these cartoon characters can walk around nonchalantly. You know, it just doesn't work like that.
I'm going to have to repeat myself once again, aren't I? Ben, as I said before...
And yes, the video just ends right there. Honestly, I'm not surprised.
Guys, what is up? DirtBikeRedden here, back with another commentary. As you guys can see here, I am going to be using Danny as my new avatar for this commentary.
No one cares.
Then why didn't you skip that part of the introduction if you didn't care? And for that matter, what was the point of stopping the video just so you could say nobody cares, just to skip right after that? There was really no point in doing that, and you wasted everyone's time by doing this. That said, today's commentary is on... Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna call him Clopper since that's how people are most likely gonna remember him.
Because apparently 90% of the commentary community lacks the ability to let things go. Nope. But really, anyone with a semi-decent amount of intellect. Oh, I'm sorry, did I hurt your feelings? We know that considering how old the defending Clopper's video is, it shouldn't be a representation of him today.
First of all, the Clopper thing was a joke, so good job on taking that joke seriously. Second, you're right, I think it is unfair to bring up someone's past because a lot of the time, people do this just to either make someone look bad or to hurt someone's credibility in a very cheap way. And most of the time when commentators do this, it has nothing to do with the video that they're commentating on or their Twitter post or whatever. But with that said, I think what I did was different, and I think the two videos were relevant enough for me to bring up, and here's why. If you were paying any attention to this point, which you obviously weren't, then you would know that the reason I brought this video up along with the other video was because I wanted to take the two videos I brought up and compare them to his commentary to support my point that he still hasn't learned to think his points through, which was one of my biggest criticisms of Guri's commentary on Sammy, and was something that I said he needed to work on because that's what got him into trouble in the first place when he made those two videos that I brought up. Granted, if I were to bash him for generalizing the commentary community, or bash him for defending cloppers, and I kept doing this over and over and over again throughout the entire commentary, and it was not relevant with the point I was getting across, then that would have been different and you would have a completely valid point here. But I didn't do that. I only brought it up in two small sections of the video, most of it being part of my final thoughts. And even when I brought up his rant on the commentary community during my final thoughts, one, it was the only time in the commentary that I actually went more in depth with either videos, where before I just touched on the Clopper video just to make a joke. And two, I was calling him out for making a commentary after he generalized everyone in the commentary community as snobbish douchebags and other generalizations about the community that were either not truthful or were just flat out exaggerated. And after the way he handled that rant, I think it was extremely hypocritical for him to make that commentary on Sammy after he made that rant on the commentary community. And he did a commentary on Sammy's Oh, you gotta be fucking shitting me. You seriously did a commentary on Sammy Classic Sonic fan? Why? He's an overdone topic.
Shut up. Just because someone has been commented on by other people before doesn't mean that he has no chance of bringing something new to the table.
So he's like the urban punks and Deucex.
And the point of putting that joke in the video was exactly?
Well, let's see. If I apply some basic common sense, I would figure out that the point of putting that joke in there, and the point of any joke for that matter, would be to make people laugh.
What I meant when I said that was that Gory's joke had no reason to be in the video because it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. There was no context to it for the joke to work, and even if there was, the reference was too vague for the joke to work anyways. Before making a smart-ass comment about something I said, how about actually analyzing the video carefully before you make yourself out to look like a jackass?
This is Pac-Man! One of the most famous one of the most famous female gaming icons of the 80s.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. You are one dense motherfucker, aren't you?
Oh, meme! Oh, man, you're so funny and witty and original. So I'm gonna go kill myself. Skip!
Okay, I want you guys to keep this in the back of your head because this is gonna kick him in the ass later in the video. Also, I love how you skipped over the part in which gives the joke context and why it works. Love how you're saying that the game that Sammy is ranting on looks terrible because it only proves that you had no other reason to commentate on Sammy other than to make fun of him. Wow, you're a douchebag for making fun of a kid, you know that?
Hey, remember that commentary you did not too long ago on most hated stuff? You kept pointing out that you thought he was a preteen. I can recall multiple times where you made fun of him in that commentary. Hypocrite.
But here's the difference. I didn't make a commentary on Most Hated Stuff just to make fun of him. I made that commentary because he made a sloppily put together commentary and his points were flawed on the most fundamental level possible. Gory didn't make his commentary on Sammy because he legitimately saw it as a flawed rant. Gory's commentary on Sammy was purely made just to make fun of Sammy and make jokes that ended up being terribly executed. Again, how about actually analyzing my videos carefully before you make claims like that and call me a hypocrite?
Wait, there are Pac-Man fanboys other than you, Sammy?
You know, I was gonna say something about this earlier. That is until I realized that he literally used the exact same audio clip from the beginning of the video. Wow. That is lazy.
You're going to talk, Mr. Overlacing text on an anime music video?
One, it's a small 7-second section from the 1.5-minute opening of Space Dandy, not a music video. And two, why does the intro matter to you? It's just an intro. It has nothing to do with the actual commentary itself, and in no way does it impact the quality of my commentary. Several other commentators have made intros similar to my intros, so why am I getting criticized for doing this? If it really was such a problem like you claim it is, then I would have people calling me out on the intro. But nobody else has done that because no one cares about the fucking intro. And I'm gonna end the video here. Okay, Clopper.
Let it go, let it go.
So, you criticize me for using a meme, and not even 60 seconds later do you use an even bigger and much more well-known meme than what I used. Okay, let me give you some advice on commentating on a video. If you criticize someone for doing something, then you cannot do that very thing you criticize said person for doing, because you really made yourself come off as biased and a double standard hypocrite right there. And I know you're probably going to say something like, but what I did was different. And if you do say something like that, answer this question. Does it change the fact that you used a meme after you criticized me for doing the exact same thing for the exact same reason I used my meme? Just keep it in mind when you make commentaries in the future that you don't do something similar to what you just did here, because it's stuff like that that can really get you into trouble. Not only did this commentary have no reason to exist whatsoever, but it also managed to remind everyone why your commentaries were not that good to begin with.
A couple things here. No reason to exist? Yeah, it did. He was trying to point out the quote-unquote flaws in Sammy's video. By that logic, your commentary and mine don't have a reason to exist either.
Just because a video has flaws, that does not automatically mean it warrants a commentary. There's a difference between my commentary and Gory's commentary. Let's look at Sammy's video in this case. Yes, Sammy presents himself in a very immature manner. Yes, Sammy stutters a lot in the video, but that's really the only two flaws in the video that you can point out. That's not enough to warrant a commentary. There has to be numerous flaws and bad points in a video to warrant a commentary. You can't just make a commentary because of a couple of flaws. Gory's video was very flawed. He didn't think his points through. He did a shitty job at analyzing the video. He took what Sammy said out of context, and there were numerous different facts he got wrong. That is more than enough to warrant a commentary. So in comparison, my commentary made a shit ton more sense as a commentary than Gory's commentary on Sammy did.
As for the whole your commentaries weren't all that good to begin with thing, let us remember that he hasn't done commentaries in quite a while, so he's probably pretty rusty.
First we got this.
We know that considering how old the defending copper's video is, it shouldn't be a representation of him today.
Your Honor, I think that video's too old to be used as an example.
Now we got this.
Let us remember that he hasn't done commentaries in quite a while, so he's probably pretty rusty.
My defense is that Guri hasn't done commentaries in a long time, so he could possibly be a little rusty.
Yeah, totally not taking inspiration from the Double D team's commentary on Gory Go X. I mean, I know that the Double D team's commentary was such a worldwide phenomenon within the commentary community, but that doesn't give you the right to rip off their points, you know? But as for him being rusty, that is complete and utter bullshit and is a poor-ass defense for his commentary not being good. You can't be rusty at something if you were never good at it to begin with. If you watch his previous commentaries, he has never been a good commentator. He has never made a good commentary. He has never improved on his commentaries. And if you go out to anyone else who has also been familiar with Gorigolo X and his commentaries, then they will tell you the exact same thing I just told you. You didn't think any of your points all the way through, since literally all your points can be very easily debunked, which is something that has gotten you into trouble in the past. Let it go! Let it go! And on top of all of that, you had the balls to make another commentary after you made that sloppy-ass rant about how you were glad that the commentary community was dying out, which it wasn't, and how everyone in the community were douchebags for giving you constructive criticism.
Have I reiterated this point enough yet? Have I hit the nail on the head? Additionally, it's apparently impossible to make commentaries and hate the commentary community at the same time.
Okay, let's try something here. How about we play that same point again, and this time, we all listen to what I had to say without being interrupted by any interjections whatsoever. Let's try that, shall we? Okay, Clopper, not only did this commentary have no reason to exist whatsoever, but it also managed to remind everyone why your commentaries were not that good to begin with. You didn't think any of your points all the way through, since literally all your points can be very easily debunked, which is something that has gotten you into trouble in the past. You didn't analyze the video well enough, and because of that, you either took everything Sammy said out of context, or you made a counterpoint that had absolutely nothing to do with what Sammy said. And the fact that you didn't even analyze any of your points thoroughly shows how lazy you are as far as creating your own arguments. And on top of all of that, you had the balls to make another commentary after you made that sloppy-ass rant about how you were glad that the commentary community was dying out, which it wasn't, and how everyone in the community were douchebags for giving you constructive criticism. You do realize that this makes you even more of a hypocrite than you already were when you made that rant and you made that video defending cloppers, right?
See, this is my biggest problem with your commentary on me. You just kept interjecting without letting me finish the point I was making first. Because if you would have let me finish what I had to say without interjecting right in the middle of the point I was making, then you would have understood the points I was making, why I brought up the two videos in the first place, and how it was relevant to my commentary.
Yes, all three be good. You'd think he'd learned his lesson by now, but obviously not. So let's see him rant what he's ranting about this time.
This is a message to Kevin Stevenson. Look, I am sick and tired of you calling me immature, and I'm not mature enough compared to Ben. Do you not understand how bad autism is? Look, I know I'm not supposed to go around acting like autism's a freaking plague, but I'm sick and tired of you accusing me of being a bad person. It's not cool, okay? Stop complaining about me, alright?
Stop making videos, Mommy! Stop ranting on me! You have to right! Honestly, what is with it with these locals complaining about people making videos on them? Do they really not realize that people will just troll them more by doing that?
You know, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of you saying that I'm not a mature person. If you claim you have autism, you know, but I'm sorry. I am not doing this bad stuff. And I'm sick and tired of you lashing out at me and attacking me. I take criticism.
I'm sorry, but aren't you the same person who said, "Stop making commentaries on me. Don't you realize I have autism?"
Criticism. But that Jesus, by the way, you saying Jesus with Bazooka 79 is more mature to me? You gotta be kidding me. Are you high or something? That guy's been saying horrible stuff.
Can I please have proof of this? I even looked through the feed of his channel and found nothing. Are you talking about just making jokes about you? If that's the case, how about you grow up?
And another thing, you think the oblongs is good? You think bullying is funny? Because it's not. It's done in real life. The oblongs is not a good show. People who like it, that's their problem. It's a dumb show. The oblongs is not an awesome show. So stop saying it. I don't like that show. I hope it never comes back.
You're not allowed to like a show that I don't like. Be gone with you! Also, what relevance does this even have to the video? And you're really gonna bring up bullying? Sheesh, what a butthurt pussy.
I'm sorry if you don't agree with me, but calling me immature and saying that autism is an excuse is a load of crap. Okay? I'm sorry, but this is bullshit.
Dude, do you even look at your own videos? Did you even pay attention to how you were acting? You're whining just the simple fact that people are trolling you.
I am sorry if I get mad. Okay? But you need to stop saying, oh, I'm immature.
Then how about you start acting mature?
That's not cool. I'm serious. You say it's been proven over and over again that I'm not mature. I'm sick of this. You need to stop this.
Again, this is your fault. Had you actually acted mature and not used autism as a crutch, maybe people would have left you alone. But no, you have to overreact to trolling, and thus you've made things worse for yourself.
I'm sick of people like you criticizing me and accusing me of being a jerk. Okay? I'm sorry if I attack you guys. I'm very sorry. I take criticism, okay?
No, you can't.
Jesus with Bazooka, he's been stalking me. Every comment I make, he replies, and he's always mean. It's always the same mean comment. Okay?
You are being stalked when a person repeatedly watches, follows, or harasses you, making you feel afraid or unsafe. A stalker can be someone you know, a past boyfriend or girlfriend, or a stranger. While the actual legal definition varies from one state to another, here are some examples of what stalkers may do. Show up at your home or place of work, unannounced or uninvited. Send you unwanted text messages, letters, emails, and voicemails. Leave unwanted items, gifts, or flowers. Constantly call you and hang up. Use social networking sites and technology to track you. Spread rumors about you via the internet or word of mouth. Make unwanted phone calls to you. Call your employer or professor. Wait at places you hang out. Damage your home, car, or property.
To put it more bluntly, what he's doing is not stalking. He's trolling you. The only way to get him to stop is if you stop replying.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I can't take constructive criticism.
Wait, didn't you say you could take criticism? Nice to know that you don't look over your own videos.
But bashing me is just wrong, and I'm not getting butthurt, okay?
Typical locale response.
You know, you don't tell me how to live my life. You're not my mother, you're not my dad. You know? I'm sick of this. If you don't like what I do, then just leave me alone and go on with your life. And so, as I will too. But I'm sick and tired of people like you criticizing me and saying, oh, I get so butthurt when I have autism. Stop it. Is there any more good people in this world?
Welcome to the internet, bitch.
Because I've been getting to wonder. I am sick and tired of you people accusing me of being butthurt.
Are you just gonna keep repeating yourself over and 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 over?
Jesus with Bazooka is not way more mature than me. Jesus with Bazooka 79, where the hell's name is? He's saying mean things to me. He says, why don't you hang yourself? Oh, that's really mature. Listen to you yourself.
Well, I'll admit that comment was a little harsh. The only real way to stop it is if you stop responding. I know I might be sounding like a broken record almost as much as O3B Good is here, but I really don't know what else to say.
I am being honest. Yes, I may have a hard time but I have autism. I wish you understood how bad autism is.
And thus your credibility is destroyed. You cannot use the autism card, especially considering the fact that there are multiple autistics on YouTube, but they still function like a normal person. This argument does not work. It never did. It didn't work for Christian, it didn't work for RJ Bansma, it didn't work for A-Log, it didn't work for Dwayne Skip McAllen, so it won't work for you.
You say you have autism? Well, let me tell you something. Autism's not fun. Period.
I have autism. Feel sorry for me.
So, stop bossing me around.
I'm tired of people bossing me around and telling me what to do on the internet.
Stop saying these things, and I'm just sick of it. Stop it. If you don't like the way I act, then just screw off. Please. You're not worth my time.
Then why do you keep responding?
And neither am I to you. So just go. Go bother someone else or go on with your life because this crap is getting old. I am sick and tired of people criticizing me. You know what? I'm going to Hollywood to get an animated series made. Then you could see, okay, then you can criticize me if it doesn't get made.
Really? You need a TV show to criticize you? What kind of screwed up mind do you have?
But if it gets made, you owe me an apology.
You can't even make a good rant defending yourself. What the hell makes you think you can even make a good animated series? And you really think that's gonna make people apologize to you?
I am sick and tired of this crap. Just leave me alone. Go on with your life. You're not my brother. You're not my mother. You're not my father. You're not my teacher. You have nothing to do with me, okay?
Again, this is the internet. When you post something on there, anyone's free to criticize it. It's your fault for portraying yourself this way on here. And right now, you're just making things worse.
I understand that you're trying to say, well, you should take control. That's nice and all, but stop accusing me of stuff I am not guilty of. I am sick of it. Okay? I am sick and tired of this. And I'm sick and tired of you acting like I'm a bad guy. I'm sick of all this shit being talked about me. This is Spax 3 all over again. And let me tell you something. That poor guy got harassed day in and day out.
That's what happens when you act like a douche on the internet, especially concerning the fact that he was taking down videos for false copyright.
And he had to leave YouTube. It's a no wonder. I'm sick of this. Just leave me alone, leave Ben T. Looney alone, and stay out of our lives. And don't tell us how we live. Goodbye.
And that's the end of the video. Simply put, O3Be Good, you need to grow up. You can't keep getting this angry over people criticizing you. You can't keep whining about stuff and claim that it's bullying. Look, if you just acted more mature and actually take the criticism and actually look at yourself and take into consideration of how you were acting on the internet, then maybe people will leave you alone. But no, you just keep responding, and that's why people keep coming back.
Hello everybody, welcome to the most hated stuff. This is David the Ranter, back with another I Hate commentary. That's right folks, although I am still yet to have done a rant video about something in life that I really hate, even after more than a year on YouTube, there is yet another video out there that I am targeting for a commentary. This commentary I will be doing is on a multi-degree commentary video that someone did in response to my previous commentary. Oh my god! When the fuck will this debate come to an end? I'm really getting sick and tired of having to fight over something as stupid and retarded as a goddamn commentary.
You do know that you can't just not make response commentaries to people. I mean, there is a reason why the saying adding fuel to the fire exists. Now, some of you will be saying, but you're making a response video to a guy that's responding to you. Well, you know what? I don't know either.
Anyway, this guy's channel name is DirtBikeRedden, but since he's just too fucked up and can seem to act like a professional, I'm going to be calling him Mr. Douchebag.
Oh, the dramatic irony. Oh, the dramatic irony.
Hey, David! You were right! I was on his wiki page! Awesome! Also, I don't act like a professional. Yeah, because it's as if by you saying that, we will all forget that you're the one making personal attacks towards me, Modern Dave, and PitRock56, which is, of course, extremely professional.
It's also easier for me to remember.
Really? Is DirtBikeRedden that hard of a name to remember? Hell, why not call him Redden and be professional as you claim and not resort to derogatory terms?
Anyway, for this commentary on Mr. Douchebag, I will be doing it with a couple of partners.
Oh great! Another yes man douchebag in a David the Ranter commentary!
Hey,
Goody!
Pissed off? Cause I sure as hell know I'm gonna be getting pissed off after watching that Batman dude's commentary.
Okay, you really need to stop getting kindergartners to do your avatars for you.
Also commentating with me, but will only appear at certain parts in the video. Here's the Uncle Hammer.
Hello folks, did you miss me?
God damn it, Uncle Hammer, why do you always have to ruin awesome black people? You better not be quoting Pulp Fiction or else I'm going to do something. Something terrible! Anyways, we're gonna skip a bit here to where Redden is talking about what degree counters there are in the video. Yeah, sorry David boy, but I don't want this video to end up like the length of 1 1/4 of a Lord of the Rings movie. I have standards! I mean, we have standards! And your mother! Speaking of, to keep things less redundant, we'll be cutting out all parts of Ben the Looney's original video to David's commentary on me, with a few exceptions. Mainly because mine and Redden's video, well, videos, are still up so you can just go and watch those for context, which I suggest. There will be text in order to fill you in on context.
I forgot to mention this. If you don't see a number at the bottom right of the screen, that's how you know it's my current part of the commentary.
And as you can see here, I've highlighted the 3rd to 5th degree in red. Everything that's highlighted in red will be the focus of the video, and I will cut everything else out of the commentary due to time.
What the fuck? Did he just say what I thought he just said? He's going to be skipping Alex, just like Modern Dave?
I'm afraid he did. Looks like you're right, Alex. I guess we are going to be pissed off from watching Mr. Douchebag's commentary. This should be disturbing.
But I will summarize everything that I skip in the video in the form of text during my skipping card so no one is confused, and I will also put numbers at the bottom of the screen so everyone is on the same page. With that said, let's begin the commentary, shall we? Wait, hold up. Did he just skip my first skipping card? I thought you've been saying that we shouldn't skip any part of the video we're commentating on, period. Otherwise, the commentary is considered a half-ass commentary. How the fuck is that not considered hypocritical? And oh, sweet fucking Jesus, you did a horrendously awful job at hiding this fact as well. Actually, it's the other way around.
Says you.
No.
Also, can you tell me how he's being a retard? He used logic and evidence to debunk your claims, quite successfully, might I add.
Bullshit. Also, Modern Dave was being a retard because almost everything he's saying is bullshit.
Why? Because he was able to point out how you and the Uncle Hammer weren't paying attention, how pointless your jokes were, and how you were taking Ben and Pitrox's jokes seriously?
Jesus fucking Christ. How I hate skip screens so fucking much. In fact, Mr. Douchebag's skip screens in this video are actually worse than Modern Dave's frequent skip screens in his commentary video on me. How, you may ask? Well, the small red text that appears in Mr. Douchebag's skip screens are more difficult to read, seeing how they're so fucking tiny. At least the white text that appeared in Modern Dave's skip screens were more clear and were a lot easier to read. But the skip screens in this video, not even fucking close.
I could read it just fine in Redden's original video. It's only hard to read now because of your bad video quality.
Seriously, dude. You really gotta do something about that. Better yet, don't half-fast the fucking video at all. You're gonna be around for a long time, you're not dying or anything, so stop acting like it's such a big deal to do a commentary more than 30 minutes long.
Actually, yeah. The length is important to a commentary. Why? Because commentaries are to inform and entertain. And I do put an emphasis on entertain because really, and this can apply to any medium of entertainment, you do need to keep your audience engaged. And if something is long, then you need to have your audience's attention throughout, because if it drags, then that's a major problem. And to be quite honest, you fail to deliver.
Probably because PitRock56 didn't have the time or patience to watch your commentary because of the fact that it's almost 40 minutes long.
That's no reason to be giving everybody a bullshit excuse like that. And you know what? I'd like to send a little message to everybody. Not just to PitRock56, Modern Dave, and you, but to everybody watching this video right now. If you don't have the time and patience to do a commentary, then just don't even bother making the fucking commentary. Also, if you want a commentary done, then just do it yourself and don't hire other people to do your dirty work. Have I made myself clear?
Why? You do realize that people request commentary material all the time within the community, right? And if it wasn't for those requests, we wouldn't have gotten so many great commentaries, right?
What if someone else could debunk the video better? What if that person has more patience? You're pretty much getting worked up over nothing.
I never hired Redden to do that commentary on you. In fact, the only person that I did know who was doing a commentary on that was from Hero. And even then I didn't ask nor object him to do it, so you making these baseless assumptions...
That's no good.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't care if a commentary is 40 minutes or not, as long as it's informative and entertaining. The problem with your commentary, however, is that it's none of those things. Nobody's gonna want to watch a 40-minute video if it's boring and redundant.
Mr. Douchebag, that's just your own opinion. Quit acting like it's a dead-on fact. Next time, be more specific and just explain that you're describing how the video is in your own opinion.
Dude, it's not just my opinion. Everyone who has watched your commentaries have made this complaint as well. I'm not the only one who has made this point.
But that doesn't link past the fact that he has every right to express his opinion on you as much as you can express your opinion on him.
Sure, whatever, asshole.
Really? You're seriously gonna call him an asshole for being straight to the point with the background of the video?
Why not? After all, Modern Dave deserved it.
How did Modern Dave deserve to be called an asshole? And while we're on the subject, why is it okay for you to call people names, and yet when someone calls you names, you get angry about it? Pretty hypocritical, don't you think?
So basically you're gonna be a smartass towards Modern Dave for giving you helpful advice. Real mature, buddy.
You know, this is the part that really cracks me up the most. Mr. Douchebag couldn't see the message I wrote here, explaining why I had said what I was saying at this part of the video, but he could see the sarcastic message I wrote in response to Modern Dave's pointless statement. Sounds pretty whacked if you ask me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Aren't you the guy who says that Speakonia sucks when using sarcasm?
But I guess I'm not too surprised about it since I'm using Speakonia, where I don't really expect my sarcasm to be all that great. I really wish Speakonia had a sarcasm mode for the voices.
And for your information, I did actually see the text. But you want to know why it didn't mean shit to me then and it still doesn't mean shit to me now? Well, let me answer that by asking another question. When was this text added? Oh yeah, after Modern Dave made his first commentary on you. So really, does it change the fact that it was completely uncalled for you to act like a smartass towards Modern Dave when he was trying to be helpful? Of course not.
Or, and I know this is a crazy fucking thought, but hear me out. Or, you can stop using Speakonia. I am sorry, but that is such a terrible tool to use for commentaries because it really makes you come off as stupid whenever you try to make a joke or you're trying to be sarcastic. It's fucking garbage, dude.
You can say that shit all you want, but you'll never convince—
Shut up, not the point. The point is that Speakonia is a terrible tool to use for commentaries since commentaries require you to convey emotion. Otherwise, the commentary comes off as extremely boring. And trust me, that can affect your commentary so much more than you think. Which is one of the many reasons why you are getting so many dislikes on your videos.
Well, if your video was informative, then nobody would have cared if your video was 40 minutes long. But here's the problem. It's not.
You know, for someone who uses the opinion card, you really don't keep that in mind. I should know, because I once made the same mistake. Also, in my opinion, anything that says my commentary was not informative is complete bullshit. I was informing people about the holes in Modern Dave's points on my first commentary video.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that you knew that this was an opinion, but now it's flat out wrong? Well, good to know that your double standards are showing.
Calling Modern Dave names, rambling about pointless bullcrap, essentially white knighting Uncle Hammer with faulty arguments. Yeah, that's totally informative.
You, on the other hand, spent half of the 2 commentaries you did repeating the same point you've already made.
Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. I did not repeat myself on any of my commentaries. I have absolutely no history of doing so. And if you really believe I did, then why don't you show some legit evidence of me doing so?
Well, okay then.
Jesus fucking Christ. How I hate skip screen so fucking much.
You've got to be fucking kidding me. I can't believe a guy like you is acting like such a commentary cheater and doing the video half-fast.
This is one of the reasons why I hate skip screen so much in a commentary video. Oh my god, I'm really getting fed up with these goddamn skips. This is such bullshit. Enough with the fucking skip screens already. And stop cutting out parts of the video. Holy shit. That makes 3 in a row. What the fuck, Mr. Douchebag? And then I'll judge what you believe is evidence and tell you what was really going on.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It makes me laugh every time David calls Modern Dave a commentary cheater. Because he did exactly what any commentator should do. So basically he was following the rules.
Rules? What rules? There are no fucking rules with making a commentary.
That wasn't the point I was trying to get across. The point I was trying to get across, and I will admit that I presented this point poorly along with a few other points as well, was that if there were rules, keyword being if there were rules, he wouldn't have broken any of them, since skipping parts of the video is considered a guideline for making a commentary to help keep your audience's attention better. But guess what? You, my good sir, are absolutely 100% right. There are no specific rules in making a commentary, thus making your argument about how Modern Dave is considered a commentary cheater completely invalid, since you can't be a fucking cheater at something if there are no rules in the first place. Therefore, making your point about how commentators shouldn't skip parts of the video completely invalid as well, since, like you said, there are no specific rules in making commentaries.
Smoke weed every day.
But when a commentator decides to be a smartass and skip parts of the commentary, whether those particular parts were important or not, that can be a huge and very annoying problem for the viewers.
How? It's not like the lines were taken out of context. Besides, if they want to see the original video, the link is usually included. If anything, it's the other way around. Leaving parts of the video in drags out the video and can easily bore your audience. You need to remember that you're trying to entertain while informing.
I called Modern Dave a commentary cheater because he did most of the commentary half-assed. No commentator should ever skip any part of a video they are commentating on. Ever.
Oh, really now? Well then, I would like to show you these commentators who are not just higher-ups in the commentary community, but also happen to have skipped certain parts in their videos. Links to specific ones in the description, so shows what you know about the commentary community. Yeah.
One, if he only said that the commentary was incredibly awful, then there's no point in saying that there are worse commentaries out there, since he's not even implying that this is the worst commentary out there.
Actually.
Oh, hi, David the Ranter. Yeah, this is Ryan Reynolds Mills here. I'm editing this video that we're doing on you right now. Please shut up and let Redden finish. Thank you.
And if he thought that it was, then he would have flat out fucking said it. Two, even if he said that the Uncle Hammer's commentary was one of the worst he has seen, it's only his opinion. It's not like it's fact, and yet you're getting mad as if he was trying to pass it off as fact.
Well, after trying to pass off your point of view on my previous commentary as facts, saying that the video is redundant as fuck, then that makes you a big hypocrite.
Well, yeah, saying that a video is bad is basically an opinion. However, Redden was bringing up points on why he felt that way. So really, he's arguing than giving out his opinion.
If you were calling Modern Dave a moron,
correct,
then how is he a moron? He was just pointing out an obvious error in your commentary. And Modern Dave is completely right. What you said didn't have any purpose in being in the commentary, since it only added to PitRock56's argument rather than debating it, which is why I skipped it.
What are you, taking his side? Because Modern Dave did not point out any actual errors in my commentary. He thought he was, but he really wasn't. And yes, like I said before, there was absolutely a solid purpose to all that I said in that part of the video. I did not add to PitRock56's argument at all. I was testifying against it.
In your own opinion, you hypocrite. Plus, you were adding to what PitRock has said, since he said that the video had mixed feedback, and you were saying that some people liked it and some people didn't. That's the same thing.
He would have had to have been repetitive with the phrase for it to work, but even then, your joke would have failed since you're using Speakonia, where everything you say is in monotone.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care either. Mr. Douchebag, it doesn't matter how much you try to mash Speakonia. You'll never convince us to quit using the program for our voices.
You know what? I think the real reason you guys use Speakonia is because you're too lazy to use a microphone. I mean, look at this. These guys are constantly using apps. They don't edit their commentaries. Uncle Hammer's expression doesn't even change. Hell, even the drawings are lazy. If you want to make a good video, then you need to put in effort.
This right here is a pretty good example as to how Mr. Douchebag skip screens are even worse and not as clear as Modern Dave skip screens. Just take a look at how fucking tiny the red text appears in this screen. I can just barely read what this douchebag is even saying. You know, this is one of the reasons why I hate skip screen so much in a commentary video.
And now look at how clear and easy it is to read my text. Again, the reason why it is so hard to read my text in your video is because you're obviously downloading the video at a lower quality. And if you ask me, I think you're being pretty dishonest to your viewers since you were saying that my text is this blurry and hard to read, when in actuality, it's really not. Also, are you not going to elaborate more on how you beg to differ? How can you beg to differ when we're talking about a fucking app that speaks in monotone, for Christ's sake?
Why don't you try elaborating my ass?
No, because I'm not a fag-gola like you. Sorry for stealing your line, Troy. Because that was probably his initial reaction when he watched the video for the first time. Anyone with a fucking brain would have known that PitRock56 knew that the Uncle Hammer knew he did a commentary on an old-ass video. He was just questioning why the fuck the Uncle Hammer would do a fucking commentary on an old-ass video.
But if that was his initial reaction, then why doesn't PitRox just fucking say that? Better yet, if he already knew that the Uncle Hammer knew he was commentating on an old video, then how the fuck could he have a reaction like that anyway?
Because he was properly building up to what the elephant in the room is. Not shocked that you didn't realize that since you misused build-up so much.
Oh my god. I'm really getting fed up with these goddamn skits. This is such bullshit.
Whoa, watch out guys, he might turn into the Hulk!
Oh, I see where you were going with all of this. And you're lucky you're not going to hell.
Wait, what?
But anyway, none of those possibility factors you stated had occurred regarding the subject of the video.
Does it change the fact that nobody wants to see a commentary on a 2-year-old video? No, it doesn't. So really, it doesn't really matter if any of those possibilities have occurred or not.
Well, if it doesn't even matter, then why would Modern Dave be questioning those possibility factors?
I said that because I wanted to point out how different possibilities of commentating on a video that is old. And given that it's on one of the biggest locales in the commentary community, yeah, that's a pretty big deal. And yes, I am aware that Ben retired, so don't bother saying that in the comments. Though I highly doubt the Most Hated Stuff company knew that. Also, why was I going to hell?
There's a reason why Ben the Looney is considered a dead horse. Every flaw that you can think of has already been addressed and has been beaten to death. And if Ben is not going to take in the criticism anyway, then there's no point in commentating on Ben the Looney. Same can be said about anyone who fits into this category.
Why don't you show me proof that I wasn't original about my commentary? Come on, show me some proof that every point and statement that I made in my video had already been done before.
No, David, Modern Dave is not wrong since the Uncle Hammer still didn't know that it was supposed to be a joke when he made the commentary on Ben the Looney.
Oh yes, I did.
The Uncle Hammer even said himself that he was serious, which actually proves that both Modern Dave and PitRock56 are completely right.
If you go back and watch the damn video, you would know that even though the Uncle Hammer was asking a serious question, he was also at least trying to show off a little bit of humor at the same time.
What on God's earth is the Frankenstein place? I would really like to know. And why are there no lights there?
Oh, yeah, I could definitely tell that he was joking too. Also, why was I going to hell?
The maturity level from both of you and the mentality shown here in your commentary screams preteens that are in middle school. So I don't think that either one of you are in any position to say that to Modern Dave. Besides, Modern Dave is either graduating high school this summer or has already graduated high school. So I think it's safe to say that he is way more educated than either one of you.
Well, I can do one better. I graduated from a Texas high school with a diploma back in 2000.
You mean to tell me that you're in your 30s? And yet you act like a 5th grader. I mean, you had a legit point, I will give you that, but seriously, from the way that you act, I'm not surprised that Redden thought that you were from middle school. I mean, my excuse is I'm gonna go to college soon, and most college kids are idiots. You have no excuse.
Well, actually, the Uncle Hammer was pretty much believing that Ben felt like he wanted to tear apart the entire comedy film genre. PitRox was pretty much the only one that misunderstood at this part.
One, shouldn't the Uncle Hammer be making that statement instead of you? But then again, the Uncle Hammer's only purpose in this video is to be David the Ranter's sidekick for the video and not much else.
Well, actually, I was pretty much believing that Ben wanted to tear apart the entire comedy film genre. Kidrox was pretty much the only one who misunderstood at this part. There. Is that good enough proof for you?
And now I wish you hadn't spoke because you are an idiot. Of course Ben was talking about modern comedy films because he was ranting at modern films. Context, you moron. Jesus.
Also, I really don't understand how the Uncle Hammer could get confused with Ben talking about all comedies with modern comedies when the video was a rant on modern film. Again, I call bullshit on this claim.
You call bullshit, then I call horseshit. So,
32 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Also, you didn't even debunk his claim, making this part entirely pointless.
Kidrox has proven to us that he does not know that. If he fucking knew that shit, he wouldn't have said most of the stuff he said about the Uncle Hammer's video. Trust me, I know. You dumbass.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you prove that PitRock56 doesn't know that there are worse commentaries out there? If not, then you need to just fuck off.
Folks, what can I say? Okay, I'm gonna say it. This commentary is awful. Incredibly awful. It has bad points, some text that pisses you off, and just some bullshit that makes no sense at all. How can it get mixed reception? There couldn't possibly be a commentary worse than this one. None at all.
Well, I will admit this, but you actually had a legit point. Though I don't know why you didn't get the original video. I mean, you are using Redden's video as well as other media clips in the video, but that's just a nitpick. Well then, I guess you were right all along. Wait. So Kidrox is scrutinized for making an opinion, which he probably isn't saying that's the worst commentary ever. Yet you get to say that our videos we made on you are bad, and saying that commentators shouldn't skip it as a fact? Jesus, you're hypocritical!
And again, your immaturity is really showing right now by calling Modern Dave a bunch of names.
Fuck acting mature. I'm an angry renter dude. Kind of like James Rolfe. And you know what? Modern Dave has proven to me that he absolutely deserves to be called a bunch of names. They describe who he really is. Just like calling you Mr. Douchebag describes who you really are. A douchebag.
Really? That's the best excuse for your behavior? Is that why you also have to make an entire wiki for your half-assed videos? Also, the difference between you and James Rolfe is that he's so exaggerated that you can tell that he's joking. With you, I could barely tell whether you were being serious or not, and with how Modern Dave couldn't tell whether or not you were in your commentary on Pit Rocks, that just further proves my point. And when it is obvious, you lack the charisma that James has.
I'm gonna.
Hey guys, can someone please turn off that broken robot? Thank you. Wait, so you're basically saying that both you and David are morons? Well, at least I agree with you on something in this commentary for
Ha ha ha! In your fucking dreams, douchebag.
one. But joking aside though, you both are fucking idiots. Also, I thought you knew this wasn't a personal attack on you.
Of course I knew this wasn't a personal attack on me. And I don't take this as a personal attack on me either. There's nothing personal here that is or can be violated. Just like what I said before.
Well, you sure as hell are with all your derogatory words you keep on calling me. I'm doing the same thing to you, but I at least know that you're treating me like a shit, so why should I show you any respect?
But then again, it doesn't really matter since you were making personal attacks on David throughout the entire commentary. Hypocrite.
I am not a hypocrite. And you are so full of shit.
Even though that's all you have done in all three of your commentaries. Yeah, no, clearly you were not a hypocrite. One, you didn't debunk his argument, and that was a fucking waste of everyone's time since you didn't even elaborate with your answer.
What more do you fuckers want from me? That should have been enough and worthy of everyone's time.
Two, does it really change the fact that using media clips constantly are fucking annoying? No, it doesn't.
We are not here to be changing facts. We are here to testify against a flawed commentary.
Taking that line a bit too literally, don't you think? And look at that, another argument you didn't debunk. You're bad at this.
Dude, calm your tits. He was making a fucking joke. I think this proves Modern Dave's point that you are taking everything too serious.
I knew it was a fucking joke, but I just wanted to make everything clear with all the viewers.
I'm pretty sure they would get that it's a joke because... And that, folks, is why you should clarify things. No, I'm starting to think that you and all your butt buddies think that you're smarter than everyone on the planet since you keep on treating them like brainless tools.
For one thing, they really shouldn't be needed because it's not fair that certain movies get awards because it's judged by an academy of people that think they know what they're doing.
It's official! You really do think you and all your butt buddies are smarter than everyone on the planet since you keep treating them like your brainless tools. How is that bullshit? He's showing everyone that you are wrong by playing that part in its entirety. How is he wrong?
That's not fair because that's just their opinion. Just because you think it's the best doesn't mean others might think that. Heck, a lot of movies that have won Oscars, I've hated, and I'm not the only one. Plus, a lot of times awards are given to movies that haven't even been seen by the public yet. I don't see how that's fair. You give the Best Picture award to a movie, but nobody knows what it is. That's real smart. Plus, the Oscars must have lost a card game with Pixar to have them dominating the animated scene. Not to mention, after awards are given to movies, nobody cares because they're looking forward to next year's nomination. In my opinion, Oscars are just used to give publicity to movies that the Academy feels that we should see. Well, screw you, Academy. I'll watch whatever movies I'm interested in. I don't care if it's about an Indian guy winning money. I don't care if it's about some soldier in Iraq. I don't care if it's about some king with a stuttering problem. I want to be entertained and not bored.
Yeah, you just proved Modern Dave's point there, buddy. Next time, please pay more attention. Thank you.
I was paying attention this whole damn time, and what you just showed to me did not prove jack shit. All I saw was Ben Maloney bitching about the Oscars.
Let me analyze what Ben said. He said he didn't like the Oscars because he feels that their films the Academy wants people to see. Actually hated some of the films that won Oscars along with other people. Some of the movies haven't been seen by the public. Pixar seems to be dominating the animated scene. After the awards are given, people stop caring since they're looking forward to next year's nominations. Yeah, you're right. Ben didn't elaborate at all. Psst, by the way, that was sarcasm.
That's a piss poor excuse. And like Modern Dave said, if you don't know a user on fucking YouTube, then look him up. Don't be a fucking lazy ass.
But if I can't even remember his username, then how the fuck do you expect me to look this bastard up?
Write it down on a sticky note? It's not that hard.
And this statement you made is downright pointless, because all you did was add to what Modern Dave said.
So? Wouldn't that actually be a good thing in my case since I was defending Modern Dave? And why do you get a free pass? That's all you did in the first two commentaries you did. The only difference is that you, being the oblivious dumbass that you are, were adding on to the statements made by the person you're debating against.
You know, you're someone that keeps informing me that I need to elaborate and explain things in my commentary, and yet you just said that you're skipping a part of the video just because you can, and without any other reason. Who's the hypocrite now?
Could that be a joke? Nah. God, this was a chore to sit through.
And so is doing this commentary on you.
And I can say the same about your pathetic commentary.
We are not here to be changing facts. We are here to testify against a flawed commentary.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. For somebody that uses the opinion card, you really don't keep that in mind. I mean, you quoted me before in this commentary. I thought you might have learned. But I guess not.
The only reason you made that commentary was because you were butthurt over the fact that PitRock56 shat over your precious idol.
Look, the Uncle Hammer may seem like a hero to people on YouTube, or at least he believes he is, since he enjoys standing up to jerks on this site, but I do not refer to him as my idol. The real reason why I did that first commentary was because I had always wanted to do a commentary on PitRock56 and point out flaws in one of his videos. And even though my main purpose on YouTube was to do rant videos about bullshit in this world that I really despise the most in life, I thought I would start off with a hatred-themed commentary on PitRock56.
I originally wanted to do one on one of his older videos, from back when he had that high-pitched voice, but then I found his commentary on the Uncle Hammer, which was brand new at the time. And after watching the video, I decided to commentate on this video instead.
Pedrox was a kid, so even if you did do a commentary on one of his older videos, that would be pointless since he already learned his lessons on how to commentate, and from the way that you acted, you would look like a huge asshole picking on somebody who wasn't in high school yet.
And that's the end of the commentary. Okay, do I really need to explain what the problems with David's commentary was? Do I really need to? I don't think so, so I'll just leave it at that, since David's commentary pretty much speaks for itself.
Well, I don't see anything really wrong with my commentary, so basically you should have nothing to say. How about you, Alex? Do you see anything wrong with a commentary?
Nope, nothing at all. You should be all set, David.
Oh, that was biased. After all, 3 people made commentaries on that video, and looking from the dislikes, a lot of people didn't like it as well. No one is immune to criticism. That's why it's called freedom of speech.